Oh, hello. I'm Roger Gregg with Crazy Dog Audio Theater Company, and we're doing a series of demonstrations of different sound effects devices. This device is a creaker box built and by what is probably America's leading expert on sound effects, a guy named Tony Palermo, based in Los Angeles, California. Remember that name, Tony Palermo. You can look him up. He has a website, and boy, does he ever have sound effect advice. He built this gadget. It's a creak box, and if you can just see it there, it is a dowling spindle with a rope twisted around it in a little box to help resonate the sound and to hold the spindle intact and everything, to provide the support for the rope and so on. This little slide thing it slides down in these grooves here, and this is so you can exert more pressure on the rope. And there's a handle here which is attached to the piece of dowling which goes through. The rope is coiled around the dowling about 4 or 5 times. We've rubbed, this is one we prepared earlier, in that we've rubbed violin resin on the dowling stick to help it creak more, and you just simply spin the rope around. And there's a creak. Now, if you watch the other little video clip that we have demonstrating the kind of creak device, that's kind of wood on wood, which gives a slightly different sound than this wood on rope sound. To me, this is a more nautical kind of sound. It's more like a rigging in a boat kind of a sound, whereas the other creak is more, well, wood on wood. But there it is, the creak box, as built by Tony Palermo. We've done several live shows where we've had the actors standing at individual microphones with their scripts on music stands in front of the microphones, and then when the characters go to walk, they have shoes, and sometimes they tie the shoes around them like this and hang around their necks, or they set the shoes on the floor, and when they go to walk, they go while they're saying their lines, to great hilarity. Again, it's very, or one of the key factors in doing a live radio comedy is the silliness of producing the sound effects. And when you have actors saying, you know, come, follow me, hurry up, catch up. And they can go towards the microphone to make it louder, more like an approaching sound, and then pull away from the microphone to sound like they're walking away. And of course, if you have a woman, that'll give a different. Again, we once did a live chase scene where a man and a woman were fleeing from bad guys, and they were running, and they had the actor and actress playing these roles. She had high heels and he had these shoes, and they were running along, and then a few things saying, "Whoa, look out, jump! Another one, jump!" Again, to great hilarity. Another thing I want to demonstrate is a little cheapy spindle fishing reel. And we've used that for door creaks and all kind of things. And interestingly, in a studio production and location production that we did once, we used the sound of the reel in conjunction with a pair of vice grips to produce the sound of a revolver being loaded and the revolver cylinder being spun and so on. When researching to do the sound for this production, which was a kind of Western type of thing, I got a hold of an actual real Peacemaker Colt 45. And you know what sound it makes? Almost no sound at all. Not good for radio. So what we ended up using, rather than the actual gun, was a pair of vice grips. And for spinning the barrel, we went, and we were careful to record these sounds wild in the same environment where the old man was loading up his old trusty .45 revolver. We recorded those sounds wild separately. First the little, the clicking, the various click sounds and so on, and then the spinning of the barrel kind of sounds, and then in post-production we put that in, and it worked a treat. It sounded, you could see, imagine him opening up the barrel and stuff. So again, things are not always what they seem on radio. This is one of the most common effects that you'll definitely need, and you'll see all the time. They use it in Foley. It's this is old crumpled videotape. They used to use old reel-to-reel tape when reel-to-reels were, well, in every production studio in the world had a reel-to-reel, and therefore old wasted reel-to-reel tape, and they would take that tape and use it, but it's less common nowadays. So this is a VHS videotape pulled out of its box. It does the same thing, and it's a grass sound, or bushes. And out in the big RTE radio drama studios, they have about 2 bin bags or garbage bags full of this stuff, which they can then spread out on the whole floor in the dead room, and you can have the actors actually walking around on heaps of this stuff, moving around in it, so it sounds like they're treading through kind of scrubland or something like that. And again, if you record it with a stereo microphone, you can get the movements back and forth as the actors are acting. It sounds very realistic. This is a great device. It's a bell tree. All these kind of shiny bronze bells. It's very heavy. We used it in a stage production with a ton of gaffer tape to mount it to a cymbal stand, and but you can also do it by hand. And again, similar to the chimes, which I've demonstrated elsewhere, it's a magical tone. It's like little fairies at the bottom of the garden, or transition sounds, or similar to a glockenspiel. If you meander around it in a kind of haphazard, semi-steady way, you can get a kind of dreamscape, Twilight Zone-y kind of alternate reality. And again, it's just kind of a Twilight Zone type of atmosphere. So I'm Roger Gregg with Crazy Dog Audio Theater Company.